Hey everybody, it's Matthew. Welcome back to the channel. So last week we got the tragic news that Brent Hinds, the lead guitarist extraordinaire for popular metal band Mastodon, was killed in a motorcycle accident, and it's a huge loss for the metal and music community because he is an incredibly unique and gifted player that deserves to be celebrated, and that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to be reacting to the music video of their song Oblivion, which is from the Crack the Sky album. And I have heard Mastodon a little bit. I mean, I know the song Blood and Thunder pretty well, but that's pretty much my only experience with the band. So this is going to be a really cool new song that I have never heard before. So let's go ahead and start this reaction. Got this really dissonant arpeggio thing, which is pretty normal Mastodon stuff. And the big riff here. Whoa. So already this is really cool how they started off with that really dissonant slow arpeggio, which is normal Mastodon thing, into a big riff, and then they just completely changed the feel with this speed riff here, which is a really awesome change here. I also like the quality of the vocals. It's really got this cool kind of haunting kind of sound to it, and it's really awesome. Now, they're showing Bran here a lot in the video doing the words, so is he singing this, or is that just a thing they're doing with the music video? Not actually sure, but we got to keep going here. Let me back it up just a little. It's got like a swing kind of thing happening. I like that kind of feel they do with the riff there, end of it to turn around. I like it sounds like there are time changes in here, and that wouldn't surprise me. They are known to have odd time signatures in them, but it almost feels like it's more of the feel change, like they're going to like from a halftime to a swing feel kind of thing, and it's a really kind of tricky sound, and it makes me think it just fools you into thinking it's odd time when it may not actually be. But anyway, I mean, it's a really cool song. Their riffs are really interesting. They're usually fairly complicated, like they have a lot of things happening in them, which is not necessarily my style of playing, but it's something that I really appreciate that they do, and it's very creative. But let's keep going here. Cool vocal layer. That's such a neat change to the chorus there. It feels really good how they switch that. also a really interesting key. It sounds like it's a modal type of sound. Ooh, here comes arpeggios again. Oh, that's super dissonant now. And Brent's following the changes. Dude, man, and there goes this crazy, like... Okay, before that new section comes in there, I wanted to let the whole guitar solo get finished there. That's a freaking great guitar solo. Honestly, no notes to that. That's so incredible. Brent did an incredible job following the changes throughout that, and then he threw in those weird licks that he does that are like this dissonant rockabilly kind of weird thing that he does that's so fantastic. And it's a very beautiful thing because it starts with this modality. It sounds kind of major a little bit sounding. There's some major notes like happening, especially in some of the chords that happened in the section before we got to the solo that make me think this is like a Dorian kind of sound or something. It's not Lydian because we don't quite have that lift that we get from the sharp 4 that Lydian would have in the chords. So it's a more different thing, like a Mixolydian or Dorian kind of thing. But then they go to this super dissonant stuff with a lot of chromatic notes, which makes you think like Locrian or harmonic minor or something like that. I think harmonic minor is the correct term here. But they do a really good job of blending these major tonalities with these really dissonant, kind of diminished kind of sounds here. And the changes are always really good. You know, some of the changes are really great because they're unexpected because it's changing the feel so drastically. But sometimes that, you know, abrupt change is really, you know, ear-catching. It sounds really cool. And you're like, wait a minute, where are we going? Big chuggy riff. Back to the chorus. I think that's the chorus. I also like Brent's harmonies that he's doing in the vocals. So you get the in card covering stuff. Wow, man, what a fantastic song that was. Like, honestly, that's one of the best rock songs I think I've heard just from a, you know, creativity and a songwriting standpoint that is really amazing. Or how they do these kind of dissonant arpeggios. They start and we switch, like I said, into that much faster kind of chuggy riff. It's an awesome change. And we have a lot of this dissonance building, and then we get the change to the chorus that comes down a little bit, but it's such a satisfying change that it feels really great when we hit back in that chorus. Then we go back out to the chuggy riff later, and then bring back some more arpeggios, a little bit different tonality, combining some of those major tonalities, and then switching back to that dissonant sound, doing all that at the same time, and then we get to the awesome guitar solo. That's one of the best composed guitar solos I think I've heard. Now, I don't know how he wrote it necessarily. I don't know if it was improvised or, you know, composed in some way. But, I mean, it's a really well-played solo because he's going through, following changes, blending in those licks that are his super unique style to Brent, and it sounds really awesome. And I also really like, you know, Brent's harmonies. I like the way he sings. He has that kind of, you know, he kind of has a grungy kind of voice way he sings because it's sort of this bright and lazy kind of sound. You know, similar way to like, you know, Lane Staley would maybe sing or something like that. It's kind of that similar kind of voice, although his tone is fairly different from that. It's really cool. And I forget what the name of their bass player is. I don't actually know. He does most of the vocals, I think, and very excellent as well. But I mean, this is just a really great, well put together prog metal song and really enjoyable. I didn't really talk about the lyrics here. I wanted to save that for later. So what does it say here? I flew beyond the sun before it was time, burning all the gold that held me inside my shell, waiting for you to pull me back in. I almost had the world in my sight. Lost love, bright eyes fading faster than stars falling. How can you tell that I failed? Tell you I failed. How can I tell you I failed? Yeah, I failed falling from grace because I've been away too long, leaving you behind with my lonesome song. Now I'm lost in oblivion. They're using this space kind of theme to get across what they're saying in the video here. It's kind of communicating the idea of someone rising too high or something, or being too ambitious and then being pulled back down, falling from grace because they've been, you know, as it says, falling from grace because I've been away too long. It's kind of like they so high and like disconnected from what they had known that they got lost and had a hard time being pulled back down to earth, essentially. This is the next verse. I tried to burrow a hole in the ground, breaking all the fingers and nails from my hands. The eyes of a child see no wrong, ignorant bliss, impending doom. Lost love, bright eyes fading, da 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 da, same lyrics again. And then they tried to hide from, I guess, the reality. And it sounds like they tried to hide from reality after they, you know, essentially had their fall from grace and came back down. Perhaps they didn't want to face their demons after what happened, so instead of trying, they tried to hide from it. I think it's a pretty simple thing. It's kind of just like a falling from grace kind of story, because, I mean, not just because that's in the lyrics. That seems to be the thing of someone that rose too high, either they became too famous, too ambitious, or something like that, and became disconnected from everything, and so they lost that and came back down. They didn't have anything left after that, so they were lost. Anyway, guys, there's the reaction to Oblivion from Mastodon. Perhaps this is my catalyst to explore their catalog and do a proper deep dive to listen to all their music, because I know they're a really good band, and based on what I've heard from people about them, they're probably a band I would really enjoy. So I really need to listen to more from them. But anyway, like and subscribe. Of course, if you guys enjoyed that, leave a comment down below. If you want, as always, don't forget to click the bell so you know when a new video is out on the channel. And I'll see you guys next time in another video. Have a good one.